This is Johnny Wrestling, or Johnny Takeover, as my shirt says. And listen, I want you to listen. Like, we're involved right now. It's crazy, it's loud, it's hectic. We're in New York City, but I want you to listen to No Holds Barred Network.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the All Elite Podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network, episode number 34, and it's right here live on YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR. It is the home of the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all AEW content and wrestling interviews and more, so go check out the network on Twitter at NHB and NHB Network on Twitter. All links are located down in the description below. I am your host of the All Elite Podcast, as always, Kyle Masters, and always joined by my co-host. She is the Heartbreak Chick, the Executive Vice President of Giggles, Tiffany. What's going on, Tiff?
I'm pumped. Let's go.
I know, huge. So we got some news today. Obviously, a lot of news and a lot of stuff coming out the last couple of days about AEW's first TV show on October 2nd from Washington, D.C. As the title of this podcast, Road Trip to Washington, I'm actually going to be making the road trip down there. I've planned it out with my buddy Phil. We're talking about it more this week, and tickets go on sale this Friday, which we'll get into more later in the podcast as well. But guys, welcome to the All Elite Podcast, where myself and Tiff go over anything AEW related and keep you guys updated what's going on in the AEW world. We do Being the Elite reviews. We do pay-per-view reviews and predictions, which we've done for the pay-per-view so far and going forward. And then when the TV show finally starts on October 2nd, we'll be doing TV reviews weekly. So that'll be the main feature of this podcast when that starts up. Until then, we'll be doing what we'll be doing regularly on this podcast going forward right now until the TV taping. So if you're new to this podcast, welcome to the All Elite Podcast. Welcome to our family. Be sure to follow us on social media. So that is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. On Facebook at All Elite Podcast, on Instagram at All Elite Pod, and on Twitter at All Elite Pod. You can also follow myself on Twitter at Real Kyle Masters, and you can follow my co-host at Loves to Dream 82. Again, all links are located in the description box below on the YouTube portion of this podcast. Make sure if you're coming over to YouTube, hitting that subscribe button as well, and the little bell icon for all upload updates. You can also take us on the go if you like. We are available to listen to for everyone and everybody, and that is on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, CastBox, and iHeartRadio. Wherever you're getting your podcast is where you're going to get the All Elite Podcast. That's right, we're available everywhere. So thank you if you're one of the few who have downloaded us on one of those platforms. I've seen the analytics recently, and I see a lot of Apple Podcast people, which is good. I'm loving that. I see a lot of Spotify people. I actually see, Tiff, believe it or not, CastBox is a hit for some reason. I've never heard of CastBox until recently, and I really wanted to know what the hell it was. And I just found out through Spreaker that we were casting over to them, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I'm down for it, whatever. So yeah, we have a lot of hits on that. So
that's amazing. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so if you are downloading this episode, thank you very, very much indeed for downloading on those episodes. So I mean, I like taking podcasts on the go. Like that's a big thing for me. I much rather listen to a podcast and watch, but I mean, there's a lot of people that love watching out there as well, which that's why we're on YouTube as well. So thank you for watching this on YouTube. If you're watching back or you're tuning in live with us. So other than that, we do have a t-shirt store.
Yes. That's
right. AEP Tees, presented by our friends at KayFabe Tees. We have an official t-shirt store with, I have a new graphic up for you guys. And just a few t-shirts from the store. We have the regular AEP store, the Piss Ant Company, and the List of Husbands. The famous t-shirt the list of husbands. With there's a number 2 on the store as well, with Anthony Gang going at the number 1 mark. But most importantly, all proceeds from this t-shirt store are donated right to Culture City, and they are acknowledged of us doing this. They know we're doing this, so I really want to thank them as well for making an acknowledgement and thanking us. But no, thank you, Culture City, for doing what you're doing and having this good of a cause. And we want to show our support and our appreciation by donating every proceed from this t-shirt store right to their organization. So thank you, Culture City, for acknowledging us. And guess going forward, we're going to be tweeting it out a lot and tagging them and let you guys know that all proceeds from these t-shirts are donated straight to them. So you're helping out Culture City, who are a sponsor, or who are working with AEW for all their sensory sensitive events. So thank you very much.
And if you buy one of the shirts, please tag us. We'll share it on Twitter and Facebook. Instagram, please. We want to see you wearing the shirts. I know I was wearing the Anthony again going on our Under the Ropes episode yesterday. I had tweeted that out, and Culture City actually shared that. It was just pretty awesome thing.
Awesome. So we have a Discord. If you guys loving and know about the Discord, it's an awesome way to chat with other wrestling fans out there and interact with them. We have our own Discord channel. Its link is down in the description below on YouTube, so click it. Or if you haven't, download the app. It's a free app and awesome to definitely to experience. I've never experienced something like that up until now. And it's really, really cool. So really cool way to interact with a lot of fans out there of wrestling and fans of the podcast. So make sure you are downloading Discord and clicking the link below to add us in your Discord channel. Also want to thank These Wolves, who make the official theme song for the All Elite podcast with the song Dead to Me. So thank you to them, These Wolves. Awesome stuff. Awesome music, guys. Go check them out. Their links are located down in the description below for you guys to check out on Spotify and YouTube. Make sure you go subscribe to them and download them on Spotify. They have the song Dead to Me, which is the official theme song of the All Elite podcast. So These Wolves, thank you very much.
Damn, I like it. Mm-hmm. They're awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, episode number 34.
Can you believe we're in 34 episodes already? It's been, 6 months, 7 months we've been doing this? It's so exciting. Thank you guys.
One thing I want to do, and I'm going to tease for people, I don't know if anyone's been paying attention. If you are following us on social media, you've been seeing we've been getting a lot of Fat Pharaoh.
Yeah.
A lot of Fat Pharaoh pictures and some interesting things with Fat Pharaoh. Just want to tease out that there's going to be a montage that I'm going to be creating for Fat Pharaoh. So that video will be coming soon to the podcast.
Let's say hi to him.
How's he doing today? Is he tired? What's going on with him?
He's tired. He hasn't been to the gym.
You know what? I'm sorry, Fat Pharaoh. You know how we do on this podcast. I'm sorry, but...
How's somebody get your butt to the gym?
Bell of shame.
No, he turned heel on me the other day. He was mean. He told me to get my butt up and go to the gym. He turned totally heel on me. Unacceptable. Wow. I'm going to send you to Kyle.
The heel turn.
You gotta straighten up or you're going to Kyle. Okay? All right. So.
Interesting. Well, anyways, back to the title of the episode, Road Trip to Washington. So it was made official. If you guys are living under a rock and you don't even know what's going on right now, October 2nd, mark your day on your calendar, is the first Wednesday. So AEW will be on TNT on Wednesday nights. They released a really cool trailer for it, so if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's on the official AEW YouTube channel. It's on the Being the Elite channel. Awesome trailer. That trailer was amazing. It got me so hyped, and hyped enough that I'm actually going to be making the road trip down to Washington for this historic event in the first TV taping. It's about a 7.5 hour drive for me, so I think it's it's rough, but I think me and my buddy Phil are going to do it. Tickets are going on sale this Friday at 12 noon Eastern. I believe it's 9 p.m. No, 12 Eastern. And I don't know what they said. They said 9 p.m. I think for another time zone, but I'm like, wait, what? How does that make sense? What time zone is 9 hours ahead or before? You know what I mean? It did. I don't know if they messed up there or what, but 12 p.m. Eastern time, so noon. Is when the tickets will go on sale for that on Ticketmaster or the AEW ticket website. They have both links down in their tweet that they tweeted on the official Twitter account. So make sure you go follow that and make sure you keep an eye on that for when you want to buy tickets. I'm going to try so hard. Tickets, okay, so tickets are this cheap. So the ticket structure goes as follows. If you want a ticket in the first 3 rows, this is what's confusing. I don't know why they put the first 3 rows. It's going to be $250. That's it. So that's pretty cheap for a TV taping. Then it goes to $95, $75, $50, $35, and the cheapest thing you can get is $25.
That's awesome.
So, and you think no, and it's at the Capital One Arena, which is a hockey, basically like a regular arena that a lot of like the WWE TV tapings go to. So, regular like 16 to 18,000 seat arena. They're hoping to sell it out, and I'm sure it's going to sell out really quick. I'm contemplating on which on seats to get.
So you're buying me a ticket, right?
I don't know if me and Phil want to sit front row, or if we want to sit maybe just in the 100, the lower bowl. I haven't decided yet.
You gotta go all out, okay? I'm going to all out.
But are you sitting front row?
No, I'm not sitting front row.
Well, that's what I thought.
I didn't get lucky like that, but you have a shot to go front row. So if you have
we'll see what I get. If I can't get the 250, I'll go to the 95, which is probably going to be the lower bowl. So.
And also the first 3 rows, you get a chair.
Yeah, and you get a commemorative chair. So
definitely.
That's
and
cool.
then our friend Jimmy is gonna accidentally get off of you. Just say.
Yeah, I'm not selling him anything. That's my chair. You ain't getting shit. So they did announce over the last couple of days 2 matches and an appearance for this show. So we'll get into the first one they announced. I'll transition it on the screen for you guys. First match was Cody versus Sammy Guevara. So this was interesting, and it was hyped that there was a big announcement for the first match announced. A lot of people found it underwhelming. I can see where they're coming from a little bit, but I see this as a good type of first match. You know what I mean? Like people, the haters are going to expect Cody and the Bucks to steal the spotlight, right? They're going to be the ones to say, oh, it's all going to center around them, and every main event's going to be them and everything. This, to me, screams like the opening contest. And I think it's also a good way to get the Sammy G's name out there. I know a lot of people were thinking that no way Cody puts over Guevara. I think maybe he does. I think it might be a good match, or maybe this leads to some sort of storyline. Maybe there's a DQ or something like that, but I highly doubt it since wins and losses are going to matter in AEW. I don't think they like doing that stuff. That's going to be different. I'm interested in this match. It's a different type of match. I mean, you have the style of Cody Rhodes going against the high and quick style of Guevara. We've seen how innovative this guy could be. I think it's a good way to spotlight Guevara, man. I know it's tough, and he's going up against a guy like Cody Rhodes. It's really, really tough for him to get the win here. But even if he doesn't win, I think we're going to see a lot out of him. I think we're going to see a good showing by him, especially being the first TV taping. There's going to be a lot of eyes on this first show in particular, and to have Guevara go against Cody means they see a lot in Guevara and have a lot of faith that this is going to be a good showing for him. So
right, and he did put over Darby, and there was an article that I read that he said that the reason why he chose Darby was because he was hungry enough for it. So it was the best way to like put somebody over. So I think it's going to be the same thing as this case as well.
The second thing that was announced is an appearance. So they have Jon Moxley appearing live. So I imagine he'll have a match, or I don't know if they're going to be doing a segment or what. But Moxley appearing live, he's going to be there. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I'm loving his G1 work recently. It's been hilarious, and it's actually been really good. And it just gets me more excited for Omega and Moxley at All Out. So,
oof.
But I'm intrigued about appearing live. What is that going to mean? I imagine he's going to be cutting some sort of in-ring promo. Will it lead to a match, or will it lead to a beginning of a feud? So I'm excited what they got in mind for Jon Moxley here appearing live in the first TV taping. And then the big one announced today. This was huge. This was bigger than I thought it was going to be. We have the Elite, Omega and the Young Bucks, facing off against against Chris Jericho and 2 mystery partners.
Oh,
man.
Hey, who do you think These guys.
God, I've seen everyone try to guess. I've seen people say LAX. I've seen people say it's going to be the Lucha Brothers. Like, they're not going to announce them fully signed until that match. I've seen people say... I've seen weird ones. I saw one very weird one.
What did you say?
Oh, man, what was it? It was like... Someone said, like, it was two of the creepers from the Dark Order. I'm like, what?
Oh, my God. I saw Private Party.
Oh, that could be interesting. I mean,
Private Party.
To me, it's got to be... They got to be... I think they might have to be heel enough for Jericho to recruit. Well, if they're doing it that way.
Okay, so, like, I'm big on really believing that it's LAX because their contract's over in August, which starts tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
August. So I think it's sometime the end of August, okay? But I'm going to go, so I think that, but then I really like the idea of Private Party. The House of Glory show is next Friday,
right?
Which they're facing the Young Bucks. So a lot of people might not be familiar with House of Glory. Obviously, me and Kyle are big fans of House of Glory. So that could be a huge possibility. Also teasing with being the Elite episode this week, and maybe not a lot of people know about the Fight TV app that the House of Glory is going to be on it. That you can pay-per-view it. So it could be a possibility. So
I saw an interesting one, and it was. What was it? Billy Gunn, and possibly bringing Road Dogg, and I'm like, what?
Stop! No.
I'm like, you're gonna
stop.
Or I saw someone said it's gonna be the two actors who played the fake Kevin Nash and Scott Hall back in the Invasion days of WCW. They said they're gonna have two actors that are gonna play like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, but they're gonna be called something completely different, like maybe like Heath Tollins and like Goldman Lames or something like that. That would be funny. But on a serious note, I hope it's... I'm not going to sit here and guess because I don't like... for this one, I'm going to just hope it's something that's going to shock and awe us, and that's going to be one of the big surprises for their first TV taping. So, I don't know. I think this kind of screams main event.
Yeah.
I think this could be the main event because we know AEW is going to focus on tag team wrestling. It's a big 3-man tag team match, so... I think this might be the main event. So if it's the main event, it's going to be something huge. I can see an LAX would be cool. That would be, that would send shockwaves through the wrestling world. A lot of people, I saw people saying the Revival. I'm like, that'd be like just there in the chat, the Revival.
Oh, bad, man. FTR.
I don't know. I don't remember. I know that the club signed 5 years. I don't remember if the Revival signed this year or not.
No, they did it.
So, well, I mean, they just lost the titles. They could. I don't know when their current contracts end. Who knows? I know it was probably set a while back. I don't remember because back then when they were talking about it, I really didn't care because I didn't think they were going to come. I thought for sure they're going to re-sign with WWE.
Did anybody think Marty Scurll and Brody King? Did anybody think that?
But then what are the other guys doing?
Well, Flip is injured.
SCU is a good man. Someone put SCU in the chat.
3 people. You're gonna take
Christopher Daniels could be the guy on the outside. You have Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, or what if Christopher Daniels was involved in something earlier in the night? I don't know. It gets your creative juices, gets everyone's creative juices flowing. Who knows? I don't think they're gonna tease it up until maybe around the TV taping, but right now we're sitting at 2 mystery partners, so who knows? And I imagine the next couple of days or weeks we're going to get some more announced matches. But that's 3 so far. Not matches, but 2 announced matches and an appearance. I don't know how far they want to keep going with this, but that's a good way to hype up the first TV taping.
We also need to start building up for All Out as well.
Yeah.
So it's like we've already got 2 announced matches for the TV taping. So, but what do we got? Like three matches for All Out or 4? So we need some more matches because we're like a month away from All Out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Hi, Jimmy, in the chat.
Hi, Jimmy. Yes, you're someone. You're referred to as the someone. That's your character. Anyway, some more things around the AEW world. There's some new merch. Private Party And Darby Allin have some new merch on the shop. I love Private Party's t-shirt. Absolutely love that retro, like Vice City style font that they have there. And it says Private Party, I'm invited. It's a really cool, sick looking t-shirt. Darby's is really cool with the broken picture and his face and eyes everywhere within the crack lines. So I think that's a pretty cool t-shirt for him to have a first t-shirt on the shop. So Darby Allin and Private Party have new t-shirts on the shop.
I wish I could get these like sued. I would rock the Private Party one to House of Glory, but
Private Party one's good. That's definitely one. That's a future shirt for me for sure.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. So other than that, it's been nothing really much has been coming out around the AEW world from what I've seen. There's been The Road to All Out, which tonight, episode number 3, gets released at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And it looks like that's the headline of that one is going to be a contract signing in the AEW office there with Shawn Spears and Cody Rhodes, which they title it like, Will Cody sign? You should see the picture. You don't see Cody anywhere. So that's going to be interesting to see. I'm wondering what that's all about.
Maybe it'd be via text.
Yeah, he sends it in via text. Oh my God, can you imagine? I can see that. Honestly, I can see that. That'd be funny. So there's been some interesting things that's been happening. Especially it's all been surrounding around October 2nd, especially with that big trailer, and it's just the excitement's been awesome. They had the TV Guide photo shoot that was really cool. Someone even had that big photo picture of like everyone that was at that shoot together, and they had the Friends font, but instead it said Friends, it said Elite. That was a really cool picture. I loved all the TV Guide ones. I loved like the stock photos that came out of that. Everything looks so good and so professional. Like this, it just feels so good. Now it feels more real and professional than it did like talking about it like 5 months ago. So I'm excited.
Okay, so because they're saying it in the chat, I didn't forget about it. We were gonna get to it. That Marco officially signed with.
Yes,
AEW.
Marco Stunt is officially signed with. That was part of our news. Thanks for ruining it. Marco Stunt, is officially signed on his birthday of all days too. So that was really cool. There's a big message, message from him surrounding that. So good for Marco Stunt.
I love Marco Stunt. I've met him a bunch of times. I've seen him wrestle. He's just awesome. So I'm excited for him.
Other than that, I think we should talk about some Being the Elite.
Let's go.
So we talk about, let me get my notes here. Being the Elite, episode 163, titled This is a Private Party. Yes, this podcast is a private party.
Yes.
Not invited. Only me and Tiff are allowed. Private party. No one else. And Fat Pharaoh. Oh, no. Private Pharaoh, you're done. Private party. You turned heel, it's private party.
Ooh, see what you did?
Other than that, so let's get into Being the Elite this week, guys. And we started out hilarious. So with the Young Bucks and their kids, Matt's kids, they're outside. It's a nice day out by the pool. Matt's like, hey, kids, why don't you tell Nick happy birthday? They turn to him and they go, Miedo.
It was all over like their Instagram.
Oh, that was hilarious. And then Matt and Nick are pissed, and Nick like whips his sunglasses. You can hear someone faintly in the background laughing at him throwing his glasses. So that was a quick intro, but that was funny. That was interesting. So after the intro, we had Cody and Matt right before the TSA convention. I guess Matt has trouble tying a tie. So I guess it's a tradition that Cody ties his tie all the time. So Cody's helping him tie his tie. And as he's helping him, Matt goes, hey, yeah, sorry for that black eye there. From their Fight for the Fallen match. They talk about the big announcement about going live on TNT every Wednesday night for 2 hours. First event being October 2nd in DC. The official hashtag AWDC. We get footage from the photo shoot for the announcement. They're showing them talking about Jungle Boy and giving him all these compliments. It's like, man, Jungle Boy looks good. He looks good in a suit. And then Even you hear was it Matt or Nick faintly say like, "Oh man, we should have got the slow motion of him doing his hair flip."
Yeah.
Kenny was loving his shots. I love his shots of his photo shoot. We got footage of Cody in front of the TBS TNT board getting his pictures done. And I remember seeing those pictures, and it's weird. Like you see the pictures, then you watch this footage of them being taken. You're like, oh. I'm not one of those people that does the whole and like I'm actually laughing in the picture, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Like it's just a pose, but I wasn't actually laughing when the picture was taken.
You're the one that sticks
like
your
the basic white girls that are all looking at each other laughing, but they're not actually laughing when the picture's being taken.
What about like things. Nick wearing the sneakers and his?
Oh yeah, Nick was wearing the sneakers. I was like, wow. I'm
like, really? You don't have a Paradise shoes here?
It was a shot at Shane McMahon. I don't know. But anyways, we had then they showed a little bit of footage. I want to see this. I don't know if it's out or if it's somewhere. I want to go watch it. But I think it was TBS and TNT interviewing Tony Khan and Omega. There was that brief shot of them getting interviewed. I want to go watch that. It looks pretty interesting. So I'm gonna have to look for it if it's out or if it's gonna come out. And then everyone's watching the trailer from the makeup room, and then halfway through they zoom in and we actually get to see the full trailer on the screen. Awesome hype trailer that was so well done. So
I get goosebumps for all this stuff. I'm sorry.
And I mean, if that's gonna be is that going to be what we're going to get? If that's what we're getting for the future for their TV tapings, that kind of production, like this is going to be amazing, guys. Like people are going to stop making fun of AEW and calling them unprofessional and all this crap because so far this has been amazing. And if this is any indication what we're going to get, strap yourselves in. So we move on to the private party part of the Being the Elite, and it's a private party at some outside bar area, and they're drinking this ain't water. The Young Bucks wanted to try to join them, but then they get stopped by all the giant ass security guards and hey, wait, it's a private party. It's a private party. You can't come in here. And like, what? Like, we just signed those guys, man. It's funny how quick people change. Yeah, money talks. And money changes people. Then they're like, you know what? We know how to throw our kind of party. Yeah, super kick party. And they go to super kick, and then it basically turns to the camera where it's showing private party super kicking the Young Bucks, and very corny, but kind of hilarious there. And then them acting out, like getting hit in the jaw, and like, okay, yeah, okay, we see you, and then they show the poster for House of Glory, High Intensity 9. The poster for it of the Young Bucks going to be facing off against Private Party there.
I'll be there. Yep. Come say hi to me.
So if you're there, go say hi to Tiff. Go say hi to maybe Fat Pharaoh will be there. I don't know if he got a ticket or not, but
maybe I'll bring Fat Pharaoh.
We'll see. Anyways, so that's gonna be exciting. It'll be the Young Bucks' last indie appearance ever, so that's huge. So we got the Jungle Boy. We got Jungle Boy and Kazarian and Christopher Daniels up next here. This was funny. They tell Jungle Boy like, "Hey, we like you, man. You're a SoCal boy. Like, we love you already." But they're like, Kazarian kind of referenced what Kevin Nash first said when he first went on to WCW about this is where the big boys play, huh? Look at the adjective. Play. That's exactly what Kevin Nash said in that famous promo he said in his first WCW appearance. So there's a shot at that, and all the comparisons of people comparing AEW to WCW. That's what that shot was too. And of course they're on TNT, so why not? He basically called Jungle Boy not being very smart for thinking that him and Luchasaurus are better than they are. It was Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. And then Luchasaurus comes out of nowhere, lifts Luchasaurus up, or lifts Jungle Boy up on his neck and says, well, actually, I have a master's degree. So the whole master's degree shtick.
I love it.
Yeah. So, and then Christopher Daniels and Kazarian try to copy them with the whole going up on their shoulders thing, but they're just failing hard. And then they got arguing with each other, and then
my neck.
Yeah, they yelled Terry Funk, and then they started like grappling each other. And then Christopher Daniels yells, "You know I have a bad neck. Come on." Christopher Daniels is okay. We can use this discussion at a later time. And then they walk off like weird gentlemen. And then Lucha says to Jungle Boy, if we ever fight like that, let's just break up. And Jungle Boy, yeah. Man, a few words. Jungle Boy is. So Christopher Daniels in a back-to-back segment here. He's walking towards the locker room, and he's about to go into the women's one, but out comes our boy, Rick Knox.
Yes.
Keeping people in line, even backstage, doing his job everywhere. He says, "You can't go in there. This ain't an intergender match." Chris was like, "What?" And then he tries to go in again, and then there's like this girl peeking through who's like smiling, who I don't think they knew they were doing a bit.
Yeah. I'm not sure who it was.
I don't know. It's so awkward. And then, Rick Knox starts counting, and then okay. I'll stop. And then he said, "Where's the male's locker room? It's down that way." Okay, so he starts walking away, and Christopher Dan turns and goes, "Hey, you're doing a good job at what you do. Good for you."
You're hardcore.
Yeah, you're hardcore. Yeah. Then we get the BT mailbag, and we have some good news out of it. So the first person was Britt Baker. At first, she did a little bit of a comedy bit here. She kind of said, "Okay, I'm gonna go through the questions," and it was like, "Did you ever forgive the Young Bucks for?" She kind of paused. If anyone remembers, she's referencing Adam Cole and the Young Bucks kicking Adam Cole out of the Bullet Club. So she didn't want to bring that up. So she moved on to the next question, which asked about her concussion and her all-out status. She says she's doing fantastic, which is good. She's been taken care of by the AEW doctors and such, and seen some specialists. She's like, she can get cleared any day now, which is a good sign. And if people are wondering about her all-out status, you're going to have to wait. So I believe she probably will get cleared by then.
Yeah. She should be fine by then.
I hope so. But if not, you know what? I don't think anyone should be mad or too worried. I mean, it was a pretty bad concussion, so I think we can give her a pass if she's not going to be there. I mean, I'd rather her fully heal than come back, short from a concussion. Like other companies make people come back short from concussion. Not going to mention any companies, but let's just keep that like that.
Men's roster, so I feel like we could get some really good female matches here.
So
if she doesn't make it back.
Yeah. So we have Christopher Daniels answering a question. He was with his little pug. I think he's cute as hell. Random question of asking about the Waterworld show at Universal Studios. Is that you? Because my husband doesn't believe you, and are you still doing it? He confirmed that it is him. He doesn't do it part-time or full-time. He does it mostly on Wednesdays during the summertime. So on an odd Wednesday, he'll be the person that does it, which is cool. And, that's awesome that he does that. He loves doing it, and it's one of those things he loves doing as well. So that's pretty cool. And then he talks about his eye injury, which was that at Fight for the Fallen that happened? Because I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if he hurt himself in an indie event or what, because we saw it confused me because right before this, the last two things we've seen on BT were Christopher Daniels, and I imagine this was all filmed at Fight for the Fallen. So I'm assuming that this either happened at Fight for the Fallen or it was an event after. If anyone can confirm, let us know.
We got a question in the chat.
Okay.
Which female AEW star do you think will be in the women's title match at All Out?
Oh,
we're not getting the title match. They're
revealing the title belt.
The title, yeah.
I imagine we'll get the first feud, though. I imagine during that reveal is we're going to get the start of the first feud. I
think we're going to get Awesome Kong versus Aja Kong.
For the title?
Not for the title, but I think that's what we're going to get for All Out.
Mm-hmm. For the title, the championship, I'd say the first... I don't know. I think we're going to get two people announced. Not at All Out, but for the first taping. I think the title's going to be defended at the first taping.
Yeah. Or it's going to be a build for like the next pay-per-view after All Out.
I got a gut feeling there's going to be a championship match in that first taping of some sort. There's going to be some sort of championship match. It's either going to be the women's or the world title. I have a feeling it's going to be the women's.
I don't think it's the world title. Maybe the tag team title. Well, I think
the tournament. They're doing a tournament. They're starting the tournament. So I think it's going to be the women's. I think it's going to be a women's championship. And I think one of them is going to be Allie.
Oh, and by the way, JRT Cole said it was Fight for the Fallen where Christopher Daniels got that black eye.
Ah, thank you. So we had one more BT mailbag question, and it was from Jericho. His obligated have to answer one question on BT mailbag. He was kind of pissed that he had to. He was somewhere, I don't know where he was, but he was doing it from his phone. And the question he picked was your AEW contract that was offered you sent in via text? And he's like, it's funny, I know, because of the recent rumors and stuff. It's funny that he mentioned that too. I didn't think he was. I thought he would actually maybe say CM Punk, but it's a good thing he didn't, or else that as soon as he said CM Punk, the whole wrestling world go, blah, 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 go nuts. He says that there was no meetup. Tony Khan doesn't have my number. I never gave him my number. He's not in my inner circle. No one else in AEW is in my inner circle. Just Chris Jericho and the people I like. And he's like, they call my 1-800 number, my secret 1-800 number that no one knows. He doesn't even know how they got a hold of it. It's hard to find. Whatever the secret 1-800 number is, probably like 1-800 stupid idiot. I don't know. He's like, the only way that this is going to happen is if you send me a private jet to pick me up, fly me down to the Bahamas. I want a king suite that is $100,000 a night for a minimum of 7 days minimum. And then you can get 10 minutes of my time. So apparently he says that Tony Khan gave him that. They sat down and then they offer him a lucrative amount for lucrative deal. And he gets full creative control over his character and all of AEW. So this is from Jericho. We don't know how true this is. We don't know if this is actual contract. But from him, this is what his contract was all about and what happened during his whole contract negotiations, especially with his secret 1-800 number and the whole thing with the $100,000 a night room. I don't know. Then we ended off Beanie Lee, not with like no cliffhangers or anything. It was really fun, interesting, easy way to end Being the Elite this week. So
they kind of like went old school with this, with like some of their old Being the Elite.
Mm-hmm. I think someone mentioned that in the comments I was reading on YouTube. So I'm like, okay, Tiff will know more about that.
Yeah.
It was Nick and Matt talking about just enjoying themselves in the weather, and Nick talking about turning 30 and what he's accomplished so far, and then they're talking about the on sale day October 2nd will be this Friday. Tickets go on sale at 12 noon. They say they want to sell out, which they're going to sell out. I can't believe they're like, well, we plan on selling that stuff out. Yeah, you're going to sell out. You're going to sell out. They're like, how about we end it off with doing some flips here, a flip montage. And Nick's like, yeah, since people say all we do is flips, let's give them what they want. So they do a couple flips into the pool. Then we get this big flip montage. There's like footage of Matt going underwater with the camera. And then we get a Cutler flip. Brandon Cutler. Wow. With like a 630 or whatever it is. Do it twice. We saw it twice in that. Yes. Good for Cutler, man. Good for you. Good for you, Cutler. We're proud of you. Proud of you. I want to see that in the ring, though. Just saying. No.
So are you going to go see him? Because you got all this like indies coming to you, and he's gonna be there. You need to go see our
OWE,
boy.
Yeah, I want to go to that OWE show. I'm still trying to get my shift switched because apparently I didn't realize I'm actually working at a midday shift, and the show's at 4:00 for some reason. Yeah. So we'll see. And then they had a big bunch of footage with the head cameras. And that's how we ended up Being the Elite this week.
But wait, we didn't talk about Maria's outro.
Yes. Sorry, the new outro. So you guys had to watch the entire Being the Elite. So it was the same outro, but right at the end, we showed Matt and Nick with the Lucha Bro masks and the ladder being thrown. That was so well done. Good job, Maria. That was awesome.
I love it. I like tweeted that out, and Kyle's like, "You said the same."
I did. I made the mistake of not watching the whole thing because I watched like at least half of it. I'm like, okay, what's different? So I stopped it instantly, and I didn't know it was the end. Well, maybe you should have told me it was at the end because maybe if you'd have known that it was the same, I would have got confused.
How long do you know me? Like, would I
How
tell
am I
you
supposed to know it was the very last bit? How was I supposed to look into my crystal ball and be like, oh yeah, it was the last bit. I should keep watching.
Kyle's gotta
No,
trust
it matters.
me.
It matters.
Jesus.
People out there, you know what I'm talking about. It matters.
That's what I gotta say. By the way, we got another question in the chat. Do you think there will be I can't believe you. Anyway, do you think...
I think I may have to read the question.
Okay, I'm good. Do you think there will be a mid-card title?
Yes.
Actually, it was funny. We asked Brandon Cutler this. Mm-hmm. We interviewed Brandon Cutler a while back, and he said that he was hoping for a mid-card title, and that's where he would love to stay in the mid-card area. So yeah, I think eventually, maybe not right off the bat, but I think eventually we're going to get a mid-card title.
Yeah. Or as Nakazawa answered in his mailbag question, he wants a pre-show title so he can win that because he doesn't think he's even good enough for. I never heard a wrestler say he's not good enough for a mid-card title.
I love it. I love it.
He says he wants a pre-show title. Nakazawa is freaking hilarious. I love that guy.
I want to see Nakazawa versus Orange Cassidy.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Woo.
That's that. I don't know if that's is that considered a match. I don't know what that is.
I would love to see it. That's the indie market side of me that would love to see that. But
anywho,
we did a fan tweet. Do you want to go to the fan tweet?
Let's do the fan tweet before we get to the news and rumors. Let's do the fan tweet.
So we asked which one, so you guys can answer in the chat if you're in the chat, or if you're watching this later, leave your comments below or tweet me and Kyle. So which member of the AEW roster has your favorite finisher? So thank you guys. We got a couple of responses, but a lot of people kind of said the same thing. They kind of went with Kenny Omega with the one-winged angel.
Such a unique and awesome finishing move. It's so hard to top.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to even come close to it. If I had to pick someone besides Kenny Omega,
right?
Who? I've always been a fan of the Crossroads. That move is sick. And I even love the disaster kick better. I love when he springboards off the ropes and then kicks you straight in the face. That's always one of my favorites. God, it's I even like Hangman's finishing move. There's a ton actually. I can't really I understand the whole Omega thing. If I had to pick a number 2 or even something, if Omega was not supposed to be considered, it would be the Crossroads. For me, it would be Crossroads by Cody Rhodes.
We still like the Young Bucks. Was it the Meltzer driver?
The Meltzer, the 5-star Meltzer driver.
Yeah, love it. I don't know. I like it. I was just like, leave me alone.
Yeah. I know. I think wasn't it before called the Indie Taker or something like that?
There was also they called the cease and desist at one point as well.
Oh man.
So yeah, who do we got? So Queen of NE, our girl.
Hey. Yes, Queen.
I love her. She co-hosted with us a couple episodes ago. She said Omega and Spears, and for the ladies, it's Bia. So what's it called? Spears, the Death Valley driver, right? And then Bia, I didn't know the finisher, so I had to jump into Discord. I was like, guys, what is it? Because I didn't know the name of it. It was the Japanese Ocean Cyclone suplex.
Ooh, Bia Priestley or B Priestley. I say Bia. I say Bia.
I say Bia.
I saw that. I first heard the pronunciation on Fight for the Fall, and it was B, and I was like, oh, okay. Oops.
Well, excuse. I talk all messed up.
Bia Priestley just sounds way better. I'm just saying.
So a girl is Brittany actually put a GIF of John Moxley doing the Death Rider. So I love it.
Yep,
I love it. We've seen a couple of those GIFs actually on the answer. Darth Jesus says Jericho is my favorite finisher. Has anybody thanked him yet?
I wonder if he's talking about the Code Breaker or his new one, the Judas. What does he call it?
It's new one.
He calls it the Judas something. I know he's got a name for it, and I know they mentioned it on Fight for the Fallen. It was the Judas something. Oh man, it's gonna bug me. Whatever. I wonder which one he's talking about though. I mean, the Code Breaker is cool too. It's an innovative move, and clearly it hurts because we see when it did to Hangman Page.
Judas Effect.
Judas Effect. That's it.
There we go. So thanks to Google. And Mr. JDU says Omega one-winged angel.
Who?
So Mr. J2U.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Mr. JD. I'm like, Jerry sweetening into the show for some reason.
Yeah, so that was it. Thank you guys for your fan tweets. Let us know in the comments below. So,
let's get some news and rumors. One I want to pull out here and talk about is Jim Ross. We know he's one of the lead commentators for AEW. I got some news here on his schedule for the TV tapings. So I was interested about this because I want to know because is he going to be back full time or what's going on? I don't know if they really. I mean, when they first got signed really didn't get a lot of info, but he was on. He was just recently interviewed, and while discussing AEW's upcoming television show on Grilling JR, so it's actually his. I think that's his podcast. The WWE Hall of Famer announcer explained how his weekly schedule will change with AEW's new television show. It won't be easy, but this is the reason why he didn't want to stay retired either. So, quote, he puts, that means that my life will change. I'll be leaving my home in Norman every Tuesday morning, and get to the site for our event on Tuesday, have production meeting Tuesday night, and then we do the live show on Wednesday and come home. But that's going to be every week. There's no off season, as well as we all know. We've talked about that ad museum. So I like the Wednesday. So he likes it. It's not really that big of a schedule. He would leave to where he has to go on Tuesday, do all the production stuff, do the meeting the Tuesday night, do the show Wednesday, and then he gets to be home Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So even though there's no off season, which so far there's no off season, that's pretty good, I think, for JR. I think it's good enough for him. I think it's good enough for him. You know what I mean? He likes it. The fact that he likes it, it's good. There's no offseason in pro wrestling, and Jim Ross understands that fact too well. He might have a few more weeks of getting it to take it easy, but when the real work begins, AEW's debut on TNT, which is something he has to be aware of as well. And we all know, like, Jim Ross' health, and he's had issues recently in the past, so I know they're going to be keeping an eye on him. But I think that because it's such a short stint for him, just a 2-day thing, I think he'll be okay. So
good. Mm-hmm. Good, man. NWA looking at weekly shows, ends relationship with Ring of Honor. Oh my God, Ring of Honor is going down the tube.
Ouch, that sucks.
I know. I went to the show a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, and it was okay. I mean, I love Marty Scurll, I love Flip. Mm-hmm. I think the last 2 matches were really, really good, but this is a shame. And like, even like New Japan, it doesn't really want to, like, a lot. I'm hearing like a lot of the roster doesn't want to work with Ring of Honor anymore. So I don't know. They need to do something to,
right,
something to get Ring of Honor back. But so according to a report from PW Insider, however, the working relationship with Ring of Honor and NWA has ended amicably. The NWA is interested in developing a weekly TV series for their product. ROH will be moving forward without further NWA involvement on their shows.
Interesting. And I know it was our buddy Anthony from Smart to Death that brought up the question about, I think it was something to do with G1, and I mentioned to him that I would love for, in the future, for New Japan and AEW to do a G1 Supercard. That would be insane, especially with the building roster AEW has now, especially what they have now, and then with the future potential of more to be added. Can you imagine a Supercard with AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling coming together? Like, that'd be insane. Like, we went to the G1 Supercard this year at Madison Square Garden. That was amazing, and that was Ring of Honor New Japan. So yeah. I can only imagine how much greater, if close to what we've seen, the AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling one would be. So it sucks for Ring of Honor. I mean, I feel bad for them right now because they are losing a lot of talent. I know they're probably going to be going through more of a rebuild right now, and we'll see what happens with them. But
that's what you need to do.
It's just the way it is right now. It's just the way it is. Can't knock on them. It sucks. I know they're going down, but hopefully something does happen that they change. But I know for sure they're probably going to be going through a little bit of a rebuild going forward. I have some information revealed about AEW's live events going forward and their live event schedule. So AEW officially have said since day one that their schedule will be easier on the wrestlers and they would get far more downtime from the ring than they would if they were in WWE. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer shed some light on what their schedule might look like. He said the goal is to run between 100 and 120 live events per year. 4 of which would be pay-per-views and 51 would be those television shows. Meltzer also notes that the plan is to run house shows almost every Saturday, occasionally another house show at another point in the week. However, the roster would be spread across those shows, so not everyone will be wrestling at these events. The report states that top talent will be expected to wrestle around 75 matches in an effort to keep them healthy and be able to produce world-class matches on a regular basis. By contrast, some in WWE have wrestled around 100 matches this year already. So they want to do 75 matches for an entire year.
Wow.
Some people in WWE have already done 100 matches at a halfway point during the year. So that's just over halfway this year. So Baron Corbin has actually wrestled 100 matches with the Revival, Kofi Kingston, Ricochet not far behind so far. So we knew before that they were going to be taking it easy on the talent. There's going to be more effort into not going to a full off season, but giving enough time off for the wrestlers so they can recuperate from nagging injuries and not get to a point where they have nagging injuries. So the fact that their plan is they want to do 75 total matches for the year is awesome. I also read that the live event matches the live events are going to be mostly used to train talent for developmental talent and feature a lot more mid-card than top superstars so that they can still fill those live events as well. So I think that's a good way to do it, and it's only 1 day a week. And they said that they maybe want to do more. I think for sure for the first couple of years, 1 day a week is perfect and it's prime. So obviously they would say 1 day a week now. They would have to see how popular it goes as the months go on after the TV taping, and then they'll probably move into maybe we'll do Saturday and Sunday. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. So I like the fact that they're going to go with that.
That's good. It's good. Mm-hmm. You don't want to overkill either.
No, definitely not.
Be excited. I feel like when there's like too much going on, it kind of turns me off.
Yeah.
So, in other news, Luke Perry's son Jack shares what he's most proud of with his dad. So, Jungle Boy, as you guys know. So, if I know, like in my era that I watched, like Beverly Hills 90210, Luke Perry. The thing that I'm most proud of about my dad is that he's a really good guy. He's promoting the TNT's All Elite Wrestling Live Weekly starting October 2nd. And not everybody got a chance to know him, but I think that our outreach and support, I think it's kind of shows that. I'm happy to see he was loved by everybody, and it's nice to see that everybody has nice things to say. I appreciate I knew him obviously in a way that no one else did, so I can relate fully. Not everyone gets it. I think everyone gets in their own way, and it's nice to know I think everybody gets in their own way. Okay. I'm just like reading what it says. My dad's favorite wrestler was Cody. The whole thing was a roundabout, and he was happy about the direction things were going.
So his favorite wrestler was Cody. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
I saw like clips that they showed him like at wrestling of like indie shows of Luke Perry sitting watching his son. So he was very proud of his son. So it's it hit home when he passed for me because I was such a huge like 90210 fan. So but
that's actually really cool. I like the fact that Luke Perry's favorite wrestler is Cody, and now Cody's basically Jungle Boy's mentor and kind of like his boss, almost like a guy that recruited him and gave him the chance, right? I imagine Cody had a lot of pull with that. So
yeah,
that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all I got for news.
Yeah, I didn't have any much either. There was some stuff here and there, a lot of stuff about CM Punk. Like, look, guys, like, we're not going to sit here and be the podcast, sit there and go, oh, we think, for sure Punk's going to be there, and, tell you that Punk's going to be there for sure and all this mumbo jumbo. If he's there, he's there. If he's not, he's not. We're going to say it like we said always in this podcast. If he's there, it's great. It's an addition. He's a name, household name, ratings for sure. If he's not there, whatever. He's done what he's done in wrestling. He wants to do what makes him happy. It's great. Although I will agree, because there's some podcasts out there, and our buddy Jerry put a good point on it, that he thinks that this possibly the whole thing with the text message contract is a work. I kind of think that's because it doesn't. He put to a good point that Tony Khan is not the guy to be not professional like that. Tony Khan is a respectable guy in the industry, not even just wrestling, but around to what he's doing. He's not a type of guy to, if he wants a big guy like CM Punk to send him a message, I think, and I do agree with the fact that it's a work, that there's some seeds being planted here secretly, but also cleverly to make you think that for sure Punk's not going to be there. I mean, the guy's going to be a star cast. He really didn't need to do that. Like, there wasn't, when they announced StarCast in Chicago, there was no one going, oh my God, Punk has to be here or else the event's going to suck. That was in addition, they've announced like a week or two later. So right. I really do think if this was never announced with Punk not being a StarCast, it wouldn't have been a big thing right now. It would have been a thing people were talking about. People would be just talking about the TV taping and how good All Out is right now without him. So if he's there, he's there. He's not, we'll see. I'd hope he'd be there. That'd be cool to have him back in professional wrestling. I think he can do a lot of cool things with AEW. He can do a lot of cool things he never got to do in WWE, and a lot of good ideas he wanted to do in WWE. I think AEW would work with him with that, and I think he would be a big name in AEW. He would be a huge name and a huge factor for them. I know they would pay him well. It's just it comes down to, does he want to? And if he doesn't, he wants to do like commentary for MMA, go ahead.
Yeah.
Or, you know what? Do what makes you happy.
I personally don't care. So, I mean, I understand your point, but I don't know. I'm more, I want to see build of new characters. I want to see I'm all about the indies. So it's like, I want to see these new guys. I want to see fresh matches. I want to see different people. And there's been so many amazing talents out there that I would love to be called up into AEW. So that's what I'm more excited for. So
boy, Leroy Green.
Let's go. We're ready to go. Let's go. Call them up.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, there's just so much out there that could be so good that I would love to see in AEW.
Right.
Actually, we had something in the chat. Jesus said, "You think we're getting New Japan and AEW going to work with each other soon?" I think maybe eventually. I don't think right now.
No.
I think eventually, because of the fact that we have John Moxley over there.
I think they need to build a presence. They need to build the TV show up, and they need to build and show how serious, not show how serious they are, but show what they can do with their TV taping. And if they stay hot and they still stay competitive, like not really competitive, but you know, they stay well maintained as the months go on, and they see it's a good relationship to work with. Obviously, the people that have worked for New Japan that are there now will obviously put a good word in. I'm sure they would want to work with them in some way because they have good relationships with the people that are in AEW. I think it's a thing that will come, but not as soon as we think it might be. So even, I would say, even maybe late into next year. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Chat about the HOD athletes and our premiere. Yeah, I think so. I feel like we're gonna get a lot up from House of Glory. I'm a big House of Glory
private
fan.
Party, man, and Young Bucks are gonna be there. I hope Leroy, man, I'm hoping you get a good viewing there, because I know that I'm sure the Young Bucks and some other execs from AW will be there keeping their eye out on some talent out of HOG. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, so I'll probably be like periscoping when I'm there. I'll see if I could get some pictures with some guys, you know, for you guys. Like, I'm excited. I wish it was the 9th already. So, but yeah, next week, August 9th, guys. Make sure you check out House of Glory on the Fight app.
Other than that, I don't have any more news and rumors. A little bit of a slow week, but definitely got a good enough episode for you guys out there. As for next week, stay tuned. I'm not too sure how my schedule is going to go with next week. It might be a late night show, meaning it'll probably be around 10 o'clock or 9:30-ish. Or if not, I'm not too sure when we're going to get the show out to you guys. So make sure you guys it might be a Thursday. I don't know. Well, I'm not sure when it's going to be. Just make sure you're following us, importantly, on social media at All Elite Pod to guys keep you up to date with what's going on with the podcast. Keep you guys up to date on what's going on with tickets, because I'm going to be purchasing tickets on Friday. So make sure you pay attention and see where I'm going to get my tickets, and I'll let you guys know where I'm going to be sitting. If I'm going to get the first couple of rows, I'm going to try my best in my heart to get hard camera side so you guys can see me. And I'll be with the AAP shirt right behind me there. I'll be wearing that for sure.
I got to figure something out. All out. Yeah. So I will be there. I will be at StarCast, all out, and the Joey Janela.
So other than that, it's probably going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks to everyone out there. Thanks. I'll do a whole thank you. Thank you to KayFabe Tees for our t-shirt store. Thank you to Culture City for acknowledging us with the whole donation thing. So, guys, all proceeds from our t-shirt store go to Culture City. Thank you to These Wolves, who were just in the chat earlier, for letting us use Dead to Me as our official theme song. So go check them out as well. Every link for you to follow is all down in YouTube description below. It's all easy for you to click and follow and click and like and click and download. Everything is that easy for you guys. Thank you for taking us on the go. If you are taking us on the go on all places where you can take us on the go. And thank you for watching here live on YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button, hitting the bell icon for all upload updates, but make sure you're hitting subscribe and getting us to our goal of 1,000. I'm hoping to get to our goal of 1,000 by the first TV taping. Let's get to that goal, guys. Make sure you can share us on social media, share us on Twitter, and get us to our goal of 1,000 before the first TV taping. I think that's a fair enough goal, and I think that's good enough.
Wait a minute, dare I say it? My birthday's coming.
Oh.
You know, it would be a great present by August 14th if me and Kyle could get to
so
like
2 weeks. Oof. Okay.
All right, let's do this. August 14th. Let's see if we can get to 900.
Okay, fair enough.
That.
Fair enough.
And then by the taping, let's see if we can get to 1,000. So guys, we need your help.
Yes.
Share us.
Share
Get
us on
us
your Discords, Twitter, whatever you want. Get us to 1,000. I can finally change that stupid our URL, and then we can have an official new URL so I can stop saying NHBWR. All right, now, guys, thank you for joining us for episode number 34 of the All Elite Podcast. We'll be back next week at episode number 35. I am your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, always joined by my co-host, the executive vice president of Giggles, the heartbreak chick, Tiffany, and we'll see you guys next week for the next episode.